So pre-releases this weekend, and I thought it'd be a fun idea to go over the clans and kind of their colors, their names, and a little bit of like what they like doing and their mechanics. Each clan has a mechanic, and some of them are really, really exciting. Like seriously, I'm so excited for it. Alright, so the first clan we have is the Abzans. Now their colors, they're mainly focused on white, but they also have black and green in their color pool. So they're like the scale of the dragon or something, all about enduring and endurance. But their mechanic is Outlast. Now with Outlast, basically what you do is you pay X mana and you tap that creature and you get to put a +1/+1 counter on it. And then usually those creatures will say something like, all creatures you control that have a +1/+1 counter get this awesome ability. So it's a very interesting way to, basically, you have a mana sink, you can make your creatures bigger, and it's pretty sweet that way. So I think they're a pretty cool house to play with. Just, I like putting +1/+1 counters on it, and I think Outlast is a really cool mechanic. Alright, our next one is the Jeskai. They focus primarily on blue, but they also have red and white as their other two colors. And their focus is the Eye of the Dragon, or they're really more cunning. And this is, what I feel this is more of a control-ish kind of deck. So I'm kind of leaning towards not playing this one, but you know, it's possible. They have some really cool cards in here. But their mechanic is Prowess. Now with Prowess, what you do is, if a creature has Prowess, it'll get +1/+1 until the end of turn if you've cast a non-creature spell. So like if you cast a non-creature spell before you attack, you'll have good +1/+1. And I believe it does stack, so you can, if you have a lot of spells to cast, you can make some pretty big creatures. So that's pretty cool. It also changes a little bit of the way control players work. I know a lot of control players I've watched like holding mana up, and before they, you know, they'll attack and then they'll hold mana up for counter spells and stuff. And this kind of encourages them to play things before they attack so they can have bigger creatures. So that's also really interesting. The next clan we have is the Soultie. They are, main color focus is black, but they also splash green and blue. And they're basically like ruthless people, and like the Fang of the Dragon, apparently they're just like biting people, and it's pretty sweet. Their mechanic is Delve. And what Delve is if instead of paying completely for the mana cost of a card, you can instead exile cards from your graveyard, and you can use that as colorless mana instead. So usually it's one card exiled will give you one colorless mana. So it can help a lot if you don't have mana available. A lot of it you can, you know, use your exiling cards to be able to pay for a cost. So it's a really interesting mechanic and uses the graveyard a lot. I haven't seen any cards of it I really am in love with. They just seem to be very, very expensive. But if you're running a graveyard kind of mechanic thing going, it can work very well. Alright, so the next clan is, I think, my second favorite in this clan, because this is how I like to play. It's the Mardu clan. It has, its main color is red, which we know I love red, and its second colors are white and black, so it's pretty fast, aggressive, and pretty sweet. I'm really, like, they're all about speed, and they're the wings of the dragon, so like basically their goal is to overrun you as fast as possible and just attack and attack and attack until you're dead. I love these guys, because they're all about like goblins and gritting small creatures out there as fast as you can and just attacking. They're the clan that was the speed deck in the speed versus cunning, and I had a lot of fun playing with that speed version of the deck. It was pretty sweet. But their main mechanic is raid. And raid is when you play a card, if you attacked with a creature that turn, you usually get some kind of bonus. Some of them are like opponent has to discard a card, or you get to draw an extra card, or you get to draw a creature. There's lots of different things that you can do with it. They just have all these different things that you can do. So this is a really interesting mechanic, because red players like swinging, and that's what this mechanic helps facilitate is getting bonus for attacking with things. So if you're on the back foot though and you're having to block and stuff, it's not a good place to be with this mechanic. But when you're playing Mardu, you don't want that to happen. You want to attack. So it's really pretty an interesting mechanic. I don't know how I feel about it yet, but I kind of like it. Alright, and the final clan is kind of sort of a little bit my favorite right now. The Teamers. Oh, I love the Teamers. They have some sweet cards that are just right up my alley. Their main color is green, so it's going to have a ton of ramp and a ton of big creatures. Oh yeah. But they also have blue and red as their secondary colors. So they're kind of a little more control-y and a little bit of aggro-y, but really it's just ramping into big, bad, fatty things. And oh, I love that. That's pretty sweet. Their mechanic is Ferocious. Now with Ferocious, what you do is certain cards will have this trigger Ferocious mechanic, and you'll get an added bonus if you have a creature if you have a creature with 4 power or greater. So you'll get like extra burn on your burn spells, you get extra card draw on your blue spells. It just depends on what card it is, and there's some really sweet things that you can do with this. I mean, and since you're playing Teamer and ramping into something big, you're going to have a huge creature out pretty soon. So it's a lot of fun to play with, and oh, I can't wait to build some decks around it. So those are the 5 clans that you can pick for pre-release. Let me know which one you're playing in the comments below. Like I said, I'm either going Mardu or Teamer. I can't decide yet because Ankle Shanker, Savage Knuckleblade, they're both so good. Although Surge Jagged Claw is definitely leaning me toward the Teamer side, but that Ankle Shanker is so awesome. But let me know what you're playing in the comments below. Like this video and subscribe for more.